Okay, wait. Before I show you these nails, I need to tell you a little story, because this nail set actually has a whole story behind it. If you look closely at these nails, you might recognize this little bunny. In many countries, she is known as Miffy. In the Netherlands, she is called Nijntje. Miffy was created by a Dutch artist named Dick Bruna back in 1955. The story goes that he was on holiday with his family, and every evening he told son a bedtime story about a little bunny they had seen running around in the dunes. That little bunny eventually became the character we now know as Miffy. What makes Miffy so special is the simplicity of the design. Just two little eyes, a small cross for the mouth, and very clean shapes and colors. Even though the design is simple, the character became incredibly recognizable all over the world. Over time, the books were translated into many languages, and millions of children grew up reading about Miffy and her small everyday adventures. While I was creating this nail set, started imagining my own little adventure for Miffy. So, imagine this. One bright morning, Miffy woke up early. The sun was shining through the window and the sky outside was perfectly blue. She put on her little blue dress and stepped outside into the garden. The garden was full of tiny flowers. White flowers, yellow flowers, and little blue ones that almost looked like pieces of the sky. Miffy. Flowers. As she walked through the garden, she noticed something tied to the fence. It was a bright orange balloon gently moving in the wind. The balloon swayed softly back and forth, almost like it was trying to get at her attention. Miffy looked around. Whose balloon could this be? She wondered. But no one there. So she carefully untied the string and held the balloon in her little paw. It floated above her head, dancing softly in the air. She decided to go on a small adventure to see where the balloon might have come from. As she walked along the path, she met one of her friends, a small white bear wearing a blue outfit. "Hello," said the bear. "Hello," said Miffy. "Where are you going?" the bear asked. "I found this balloon," said Miffy, "and I want to see where it might have come from." The bear looked up at the balloon floating above them. "Well," said the bear, "maybe the wind brought it from far away." So two friends started walking together. They walked past little flowers that sparkled in the sunlight. Some of them looked so pretty that they almost looked like tiny jewels. And if you look closely at the nails in this set, you might notice those little flowers too. Because when I designed these nails, I imagined Miffy walking through that garden full of flowers and colors. The blue patterns you see on some of the nails remind me of the sky above her, bright, calm, and full of light. And the small gems on the nails are little drops of sunlight shining in the meadow. After walking for a while, they reached a small wooden bridge. Under the bridge, there was a quiet stream. The water sparkled in the sunlight like tiny crystals. Miffy leaned over the bridge to look at the water moving slowly underneath. The blue reflections in the water gently moved with the current, creating soft little patterns. That moment actually inspired some of the blue designs in this nail set, because they remind me of the reflections on the water. While they were standing on the bridge, the wind suddenly picked up a little. The balloon floated higher into the air and gently pulled the string forward. "Look," said the bear. The balloon slowly drifted toward the other side of the stream. So the two friends crossed the bridge together. On the other side, they discovered a large field full of daisies. There were hundreds of them. White petals with yellow centers moving softly in the wind. Miffy smiled when she saw the flowers. "This place is beautiful," she said. The nodded. They sat down in the grass and watched the balloon floating quietly above them. For a moment, everything was calm. The flowers moved in the breeze, the sky was bright blue, and the balloon danced gently in the air. That peaceful little moment is actually what inspired this entire nail set. Each nail feels like a tiny page from a story. One nail shows Miffy with her balloon. Another nail, her little friend. The blue patterns represent the sky and the wind. And the flowers remind me of the field, they discovered during their adventure. Sometimes when I create nail art, I like to imagine a whole little world behind the design. Because nail art isn't just decoration, it can also tell a story. Even simple characters like Miffy can inspire something creative. After sitting in the flower field for a while, Miffy finally let the balloon go. Slowly, it floated up into the sky. Higher and higher until it became a small dot in the distance. Maybe someone else will find it and go on their own adventure, Miffy said. The bear waved as the balloon drifted away. Then the two friends walked back through the meadow, across the bridge, and back toward the garden. A small adventure, but a very happy one. And that little adventure is what inspired this nail set. Before we finish, I just want to mention one small thing. The story I told today isn't an official Miffy story from the books. It's just a fan-inspired story that I imagined while creating this nail set. While I was painting the little face, the balloon, and the flowers, I started imagining what kind of adventure Miffy could be having. And slowly that idea turned into this small story. For me, that's one of the things I love most about nail art. It's not painting something pretty. Sometimes it becomes a creative world where every small detail represents something in a story. So when you look at this nail set, you're not just seeing a bunny design, you're seeing a small adventure with a balloon, a meadow full of flowers, and a calm sunny day. If you enjoyed this little storytelling moment while watching the nail art process, let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a like because it really helps the channel grow. And of course, if you like nail art, character designs, and creative sets like this one, feel free to subscribe so you don't miss future videos. Thank you so much for watching and spending this little creative moment with me. And I hope you enjoyed this tiny Miffy-inspired adventure on nails. The hardest part was definitely painting the tiny face because Nijntje's expression is so simple that even the smallest mistake changes the whole look. Products I used for this set: Diva rubberbase, Diva Gel in a bottle, Inveray topcoat at Beauty by Wen. At Madame Glam Gel Polish Sunshine Love and Silent Night. Use code BP35 for 35% off. At MPA Online Store Blank Sticker Sheets. Use code BP for 10% off. Which nail is your favorite? Last but not least, Gaia Cuticle Oil to moisturize your skin.